Hi, I'm Mark Olmixon, Deputy Fire Marshal with the University of Houston, and I'm going to talk to you about some fire safety that you should be observing while on campus. One is electrical safety. These devices are not allowed to be used on campus. As you can see, there's a multi-plug adapter that the cord is plugged into. These are the weakest point of the electrical system. If there was a short, a fire could start there because you're overloading the outlet in that multi-plug adapter. The other one is the surge protector. You have multiple outlets set up to the surge protector, and once again, that's overloading the outlet. And the breaker could not trip and could cause a fire or electrical hazard, shocks, or electrocution. These electrical scents are okay to use, but you're not supposed to plug anything into the outlet at the bottom because that is not what it's intended for. It's just to give off the fragrance that's there. Plugging an electrical device, especially something heavy duty like an iron or a blow dryer, could once again overload that little outlet right there, the device, and cause a fire to start. The next topic is fire sprinklers. Sprinklers are throughout the majority of the buildings on campus and in all the dormitories. As you can see in this picture, that the sprinkler is blocked by boxes. The fire code demands that you can't have anything within 18 inches of a sprinkler head. So if a fire was to start, the sprinkler would not be effective, or by the time that it would be operated, the fire would be too big for the sprinkler to extinguish or to contain. There are some items that are not allowed on campus, and some of these items are candles. Open flame candles are not permitted on campus anywhere, dorms, any of the public buildings, offices. Extension cords, they're not allowed in the dorms or anywhere else. They're just a temporary device, and the problem is that many students and faculty use them as permanent wiring. They don't have enough protection to cover the electrical load. Space heaters are not allowed in dorms or in the buildings anywhere. If you have a medical condition that requires you to have a heater, you would have to present a doctor's prescription to the fire marshal's office, and we will issue you a space heater. Extension cords with multiple adapters. These cords aren't designed to carry much of a load. If you plug in a hair dryer, curling iron, irons, TVs, it'll overload these cords because it's just not rated to carry that much electrical load, and it can deteriorate the cord and start a fire. We'll cover a little bit on fire alarm systems throughout campus. The majority of all the buildings have smoke detectors, and along with the sprinkler system. There's also pull stations throughout the buildings. Most of them are close to or within a few feet of all your exit doors. Once you pull the fire alarm, it will sound off the horn and strobe. It'll be a bright flashing light and a loud alert noise. Plus, some of the buildings have pre-recorded messages directing you what to do in case the fire alarm does go off. Disabling smoke detectors is a state violation and also a university violation. Covering up smoke detectors, some students do this so they can smoke in their dorms and stuff. Smoking is against university policy. That's also considered disabling a smoke detector. It is punishable by a fine, jail time, or both in Texas. Once again, smoking is not allowed anywhere on campus except in designated smoking areas. This also includes your electric cigarettes, and you're supposed to smoke those in designated smoking areas along with cigarettes and pipes. What is allowed? These electric candles are okay to have in your dorms. The electric wax heaters are also allowed in your dorms. Fire evacuation plan. This is something everybody should know when you're in your buildings, whether the dorms or in the classrooms or any of the office buildings. You should always know 2 ways out of a building. The majority of the people that go into buildings are conditioned to exit the door that they came in. You should always know where their second exit is in case there is a fire or any other type of an emergency where you need to exit the building. Plus, you should know where your assembly area is. So when the fire department shows up, we can let them know that everybody's out of the building and is accounted for That way the fire department does not have to re-enter the building and search for anybody that's still inside. I'd like to talk to you now about cooking safety in the dorms. When you're in the kitchen cooking, especially on the stove, this should stay in there while you're cooking. If you do have to leave the kitchen, take something with you like a spatula, a large spoon, or a dish towel, and keep it in your hand. That'll remind you that you are cooking in the kitchen and that you don't forget, because there are kitchen fires that start because the cooking is left unattended, and large fires can, fire in a kitchen can burn your house down. Extinguishing a cooking fire, especially on the stove, if you have make sure you have the lid to the frying pan or the pot that you're using close by. If a fire were to start, you can simply put the lid over the item that's on fire, the skillet or the pot, and it should smother the fire out and extinguish the fire. And if you can, turn the stove off to remove the heating to the fire. We do have fire extinguishers in the kitchens in the dorms, and we have fire extinguishers in the hallways. A simple way to use the fire extinguisher is, remember the acronym PASS. Stands for pull the pin from the handle, aim the nozzle to the base of the fire, squeeze the handle, which will start discharging the dry chemical, and sweep the nozzle back and forth towards the fire, and it'll extinguish the fire. Once again, fire extinguishers are throughout campus. Most of them are about a 5-pound ABC multi-purpose fire extinguisher. It can extinguish Class A fires, which are your ordinary combustibles, like paper, wood, items in trash cans. Class B are for flammable liquids, like gasoline, oil, cooking oil. Class C is for an energized electrical equipment. Once you, or if you can, turn the electricity off to the energized electrical equipment, it'll become an ordinary fire. You can also extinguish it with the Class ABC extinguisher. If you have any questions, any assistance you would like, you can contact the Fire Marshal's office at 713-743-5858. Thank you very much.